What keeps you from living today? What exactly is living in the present moment? And how do you actually go out and live in the present moment? And why does this matter to you? We're going to work through all of this and more in today's video. Know this can set you on a path to freedom in your mind, body, and soul. You can experience real peace in your life, and that's something very meaningful. When I came home after spending 6.5 years in Afghanistan consecutively, I was completely messed up, and I was definitely not living in the present moment. And I went to the VA, and my therapist there gave me a copy of Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. And it didn't really mean anything to me. And I read through it, but it just didn't make any sense. Years later, I would read it again, and it would be so clear to me, the message that it had and contained about being present in the moment. But a lot happened between those 2 points where I was completely unable to process what being present in the moment would look like to finally having this clarity and understanding about it. So what is living in the present moment? If you're free of attachments to your past, if you're free from worrying about tomorrow or the future, if you're able to embrace just being where you are, this is living in the present moment. A place where instead of being controlled by your emotions, you process them as they come to you. You acknowledge them, you accept them, and you let them pass. So these thoughts and feelings in your mind, they don't control you. You're in full control of who, what, and where you are. It's more than being released from the past and the future. If there's all this noise around you, you have to find a way to filter it out. But it's not just the noise around you, it's also the noise which goes back to quieting your mind and your thoughts inside of you. By making use of them and then accepting them so that you're not held hostage by your thoughts. One of the things you can do to work through calming the noise in and around you is to be more mindful. You might have heard a lot about the miracle of mindfulness. It's talked about a lot in spirituality. And I think that's probably because it really does work. It has these practical effects that help you live a more peaceful life. And it's scientifically proven to rewire and improve your actual brain. And by being aware and mindful, you don't entangle yourself in all of your thoughts and emotions all the time. You don't become too invested in them. Instead, you just watch them come and go as they occur. And you start to notice what's happening around you, engage with your current experience, and become immersed in these ongoing activities, interactions that are always present around you in your life. And if you give your undivided attention to the task and conversation at hand, and you slow everything down, stop being distracted, what do you see? What do you feel? And what do you hear? You can soak in these sensations. If you're having useful thoughts, thank your mind for them and go ahead and use that useful thought. It's a good thing. But if you're having these racing thoughts or all this extra junk in your mind, just let it go and learn to, again, come back to that center and grounded part of you that is just here today, present in the moment. And I think you have to look at acceptance of your current reality. Can you embrace the present and the situation that you're in without judgment or desire to change it? Can you acknowledge your feelings and thoughts as they are without having this resistance or denial? And that's not to say that you can't want to change where you're at. You can want and have goals. It's just about accepting where you're at while you're on the way to where you want to go. Acceptance leads to emotional regulation. Manage and respond to emotions in a balanced way, one that's rooted in current realities. This means preventing emotional responses from being overly influenced by past experiences or future anxieties. It goes into how we react to things. And if we embrace a reduction in reactive behavior, then suddenly we're responding to situations more calmly and deliberately, instead of just reacting impulsively based on past habits or future fears. We're going to make decisions based on present circumstances and information. And we're somewhat conditioned to be reactive in our lives, but this completely gives up the control that you have of your own life. And you give up that control to all these external factors, often factors that you don't have any control over. but you do have control over how you react to them. And if you're always reacting to things, you're never going to be the cause of things. You're always going to be the effect. So you're just the outcome of all this external happenings. Whereas if you're in control and you figure out how you can not immediately react to everything, then suddenly you have this great power. And part of this is releasing yourself from judgment of yourself, others, and the world around you. It's going to make you feel so much better if you release all of that. Before we move on, please subscribe by hitting the watermark in the lower right-hand corner and share this with any friends or family you think might benefit from it. Living in the present moment is about connection. You deeply experience what's going around you. You notice it and accept it, but you also remember that there is this core connection to your inner self. And the more that you can slow things down and find that connection within you, the more you'll be plugged into the world of everything. That makes experience the present moment easier because you're going to be less tied to your future and your past, because you're going to celebrate and you're going to strengthen that tie to your inner universal self. And one of the things that helps you live more present in the day-to-day is gratitude. And gratitude helps you be here and now. You can appreciate simple pleasures. You can find joy in these small, everyday experiences. And if you can celebrate these simple aspects of life that are always overlooked, suddenly you're going to have more joy in your life. It's wanting what you've got instead of buying the next thing, subscribing to another thing. Ask yourself, are you using what you have now? Are you enjoying the things that you have now? Let's go back through some of the barriers to living in the present. There's overthinking and anxiety, and I think we've kind of discussed how we can maybe slow our thinking down and slow those racing thoughts that happen in our mind. We have these regrets and these past traumas that can hold us as a prisoner of our past. That can happen to such an extent that we can't even see the present reality around us because we're so enmeshed in that past experience, we can't see anything here in the present moment. And that becomes a situation where we're kind of stuck in the dark. And I would never diminish someone's trauma or regrets. And for this video, we're not going to be going too deep into trauma right now, but it's important to know that we can find peace with our past. If you want to get more information about what letting go is all about, we have a solid video on the subject. So click on the card and check it out. Distractions and technology are another barrier to our being present today. Our cell phones have this deep control over us. One of the best things you can do to be more present in the moment is to just set boundaries on how you use and interact with your cell phone. Life gets busy and it gets complicated, usually because we complicate it ourselves, sometimes without cause. We can become invested in the noise of all this stuff. And so it goes back again to slowing things down, processing things as they happen, becoming less reactive, being more mindful. And then we can stop worrying about things that are happening in the future. So ask yourself, why worry about it? Is there something that you can do about that thing that's worrying you right now? If there is, do yourself a solid and do that thing that's bothering you if there's something that you can do about it. If the answer is that there's nothing that you can do about it, then why are you worrying about it? What's the positive outcome of you worrying about that thing that you don't have any control over? Really have to kind of think about how you're processing what's going to be happening in the future while you're living in the present moment. If you're always thinking about the future, then you're just living in that future. And so what's keeping you from living in the present moment? That initial question we kind of asked ourselves here. I think the answer is it's you. It's us. We're having all these reasons that keep us from living today. We get in our own way. There's usually a choice in life. And it's often not necessarily that we're choosing to be distracted. It's that we're giving up our power to make that choice to be more aware. And so I think remember that you always do have a choice. That's really important. Why does living in the present moment matter? Why does all of this matter? Why do I need to live in the present moment? Maybe you're asking yourself that. And it's because there's this brighter world all around us. It's an existence that is more attuned to the rhythm and flow of the universe. It's that same rhythm and flow that's inside of you. And if you do slow things down and experience the whole world around you, you realize how connected everything is. You come to realize that you aren't just in nature, you are nature. And we have a video that talks about being connected to nature and the universal everything around us. It's based on the book Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And you can click on the card and check out that video. It talks about consciously choosing to live in the present moment. And in doing so, you'll find peace. You'll find joy. You can become more attuned to your inner self as well throughout this whole process. Throughout your day, every day, you have all of these choices. At each of these forks in the road, you get to choose your reality. Instead of just walking down the trail and taking whichever trail everyone else is taking, you get to consciously decide which path you want to go down. And sometimes you're going to go down the path that nobody's going down. And there's going to be other times you absolutely will go down that path that other people are going down. That's okay. But if you're doing it with attention and awareness, and you're approaching your life that way, then you're going to have greater focus, and suddenly everything's going to make more sense to you. And making choices often means change. And humans kind of hate change sometimes. I think we have to admit that to ourselves. And I don't really necessarily believe in absolutes, but change might be the only universal absolute that does exist. If we accept change, the whole world opens up to us. The whole universe opens up to us. We'll see so much more if we move with that rhythm and change and motion of the universe. So how can you become more present? What holds you back from living today? What pulls you to the past or distracts you in the future? Consider this and let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will definitely get back with you. Even as you walk your own unique spiritual path, it can be helpful to reach out to others. Share what works for you and what works for them. Simply having people that can understand what we're doing and what we're going through can be this amazing thing. And for a peaceful community where people can share their journeys and be themselves, visit kishar.org. We're having conversations just like this every day. And if you like this video, please like it, and we'll keep making content just like this. And until next time, I wish you peace on your journey.